Last time on Square Roots. Makeover!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Sant.
Hello.
And wow, it made us wait for that one. And Vanessa.
Whoa. Is this one of our most rare of Square Roots episodes of all? A Johnny
Yes.
free-for-all bonanza?
Yep.
Johnnyless
John's
episode.
got diarrhea.
Yeah, John has really bad diarrhea.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
We can hear him in the bathroom from our Square Roots table.
It's real bad. And I don't
Smelly.
know how many scented candles we have going here. 9 scented candles? Just
They're
trying
not
to get
covering
the scent out?
up the smell. All it is diarrhea smell mixed with 10 scented candles. It's not good.
Yeah. No, it's really not.
Maybe we should open a window.
Yeah.
Maybe we should record in a room that's not the same room that Johnny is having diarrhea in. Should we move? Move rooms?
I mean, we're already set up.
Yeah, that's true.
And besides, we want to be close in case he needs anything. I mean, he just yelled, I think it's prolapsing, so...
Oh my god.
Sounds like it's getting better.
Yeah.
Is prolapse is that good?
Yeah. I mean, it's got the word pro in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's pro. Yeah, Johnny, you're pro.
John's prolapse.
You can do it, bud.
Okay, well, it's a Johnny free episode.
Well, our thoughts are with you, Johnny, but certainly not our physical selves, because I'm not going near that.
It's also worth mentioning that this is a podcast where we play and talk about diarrhea. I mean, your favorite classic RPGs, one chunker at a time. And this is part 5 of our Final Fantasy VII Remake coverage.
Wow, 5 episodes of this, huh?
Yeah.
We should probably quit now. We clearly don't like the game.
There's only two more chunkers after this, so
We're so close.
yeah.
So what? We finish the game next week, and then we do integrate the week after that?
Intermission, yes. That is correct.
Will there be snacks?
No.
What kind of intermission is it without snacks?
It's more like intermission. Like it's a mission that's inter games.
Why is it called
Like-
integrate then? I don't understand.
Intergrade is the name they gave to the re-release of it, the upscaled version.
Is it upscaled? It looks the same.
Doesn't it have better graphics on the PS5 or better performance better? I don't know, man.
What do you know?
Nothing. I know that we should level up. I know that.
May I please go first?
Yes.
It's sweeping the nation. It's the hottest trend. It's the latest craze. It's the only thing anyone wants to talk about. I've asked to go first, but in truth, I want to go simultaneously because we've all got it. It's Gordon Ramsay fever.
That's true.
I leveled up by, as everyone in the nation is, watching Hotel Hell.
A series that lasted 3 seasons and ended 5 years ago?
Isn't it 2 seasons?
3 seasons.
It's 3 seasons? Oh.
We can't get enough. How did this start? I think it
You
Me.
and Jim wouldn't
Yeah.
stop fucking talking about it, and then I started watching
I watch it all the time.
Now I've watched the whole fucking show.
It was Jim who wouldn't stop talking about it.
Well,
Then
I kept putting Gordon Ramsay's butt in the group chat.
Yes.
Yeah, you also had a post on Facebook like banned because
I
you-
tried to post it to the Facebook group and got zucked.
Yeah, the butt AI recognized it immediately. It was really impressive, actually.
It didn't even go into like a mod review. It went straight into you're not allowed to post this.
Yeah. And it was in the Square Roots group, so none of us did it, like, to
Yeah.
ban the butt. But Yeah, Hotel Hell, for those who don't know, is a show where Chef Gordon Ramsay visits hotels around America and tells them what they're doing wrong. He also, I guess contractually, in every episode, shows his bare bottom.
To be honest, you can break down what these hotels are doing wrong in like 3 simple things. Number 1, they don't clean. Number 2, they're run by morons who don't clean. And number 3, old.
Yeah.
Unless it's that really cool hotel where that really rich guy spent a lot of money on that like $50,000
Ferrari
bathtub.
hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That one is hilarious. They're all pretty funny. It is basically kitchen nightmares, but hotels for some reason. The hotels always have restaurants attached, so it just turns into kitchen nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love about it, though, is how many people are like, yeah, we didn't have any experience in the hotel industry, but we bought a hotel because we decided to. It's always like, oh, this hotel was for sale in town, so we just bought the hotel.
It's like a scaled down version of Elon Musk and Twitter.
Yeah, essentially. And I was thinking about it. I guess it's sort of the myth of unskilled labor because people don't see people in the service industry as skilled. They're like, well, clearly then I can do it. And it's like, no, you can't. And these people lose millions of dollars on their stupid hotels.
I bet I could do it.
It's a delightful
Actually, yeah.
show. I mean, I'm sure I could do it, but I would definitely rewatch all of Hotel Hell first and be like, okay, number 1, clean.
Clean.
Number 2,
honestly,
repair your
like-
rotting walls.
Yeah, if
And your
you
bullet
are
holes.
able to clean the room and like do the linens, you would be a 4-star hotel immediately compared
It's
to
not
what's
even-
going on in this country.
Yeah.
It's not even the rooms, though. Like, inevitably, every hotel he walks into, the front area is like caked in dust and layered in crap and moldy carpets. And it's like, okay, you have housekeeping. Do they not clean the front office area?
What's
I don't
even wilder is
understand.
that these people know Gordon Ramsay is
I
coming.
know. That's always the best
Yeah.
part.
The production crew goes in like a week or 2 before and installs cameras in the kitchen. Like they know what's happening and they still don't do anything.
Yeah, like I vacuum my house when my best friend is coming over, you know? It's if Gordon Ramsay was coming, I would definitely at least run the Roomba.
I mean, maybe
you-
a duster? Maybe.
How do you feel about the most important recurring thing on Hotel Hell, which is Gordon Ramsay's ass?
Every
How does that
single
make you feel?
episode. It's so strange. Vanessa, explain this to us.
Well, first of all, Ramsay's British, and on British TV, showing a butt is not that unusual. We all know about their most successful show in the UK at the moment, Naked Attraction, the show where 5 people stand behind essentially a garage door that slowly rises. They're completely naked and they're eliminated, and then a little bit more is shown. So, they show their ankles. The prospective date asks them some questions. It's like blind date, but naked. And the screen keeps getting
That's not a real
higher
thing.
and higher.
Come on.
It is a real
Does it-
thing.
Oh my god.
Do you see dong? You see
Oh, yeah.
hanging dong?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're allowed to
What's
show
going
hanging
in
dong on the
Britain?
BBC. That's fine.
Wow.
Yeah. You see pipe swinging. You see... I don't know what the female
Labe?
equivalent of pipe swimming is. You see Labe flapping.
Oh no, Labe.
Flap it in the wind.
Yeah, you see everything. And then the head is saved for the very end. I think once the person makes their selection, there's like 2 people left, and then they finally reveal their face. Naked Attraction.
How often are the contestants attractive?
Well, think about like the number
No.
of attractive people there are in the world versus not attractive. I'd say
I
it's,
just don't want to
about-
see. I just don't want to see an ugly hanging dong.
Nobody does, but we don't choose to be straight, Matt. So anyway, how do I feel about the butt? I cannot see Gordon Ramsay's butt without thinking about Jim Banks now.
As intended.
He's in good shape,
fact-
but he's also got to be in his 50s or 60s.
Oh, he's in his 60s for sure.
Now, I don't know how old
Now
he
he
was
is, yeah.
when he
Well,
made the
let's see.
show.
How old is
2015, I think, was the first season.
Gordon Ramsay? He's 56 years old right now. So he was in his mid-40s.
Yeah. Classic dad butt. I was like doing pretty fine with it. I was not prepared for the episode where they sort of do a close-up and he rubs soapy suds on his own butt. That was a bit much. Nor was I prepared
Oh, yeah, sorry.
for the
Go ahead.
episode where he presses his cheeks to the frosted shower door.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Didn't he open a shower with his butt?
He did. He opened it with his butt. Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. How do I feel about it? I guess you have to have something for the mums, you know?
Yeah, I mean, gotta keep him tuning in somehow.
Yeah. I also have paused it in those moments more than once to take a picture of it and send it to Jim. And you know, YouTube, when you're watching it, you can pause it and it will show you like the most replayed sections of that video. If you want to know when Ramsay shows his bum, just start the video, pause it, look for that spike, because it'll be like a 3-second spike somewhere in the episode that is much more rewatched than the rest of it.
Wow. Hotel Hell.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode?
My favorite episode, and this is from when it originally aired. I rediscovered it thanks to Jim, so thank you very much for that. I think
You're
it was
welcome.
the first episode that aired. There's a man who believes that he is an antique connoisseur, and they have a dream of having an inn where only moneyed people would go,
Yeah.
and they are insane.
I should rewatch that one again, actually. I feel like
Yeah, me
I
too.
didn't get the concept as much. I was more figuring it out.
Yeah. They're like these weird snobs, and they live in an RV outside of their hotel, and their hotel is terrible. And I don't want to spoil it, but I so remember that. It's a 2-parter, and there is comeuppance, and I really enjoyed it. I've also been enjoying, now that it's been 5 years, Googling every hotel after I watched the episode to see
I
where
definitely
they
do
are
that.
now. And
Many of them closed.
yeah, my favorite was one that they filmed the Hotel Hell episode in January. It aired in August, but in June, before it aired, the bank had foreclosed on the hotel.
Well,
Wow.
there's not a lot he can do when they're literally $1 million in debt, you know?
Yeah, I know. It's like he's
I
not
will
going to turn it around.
All he
overnight.
did was raise the resale value for the bank a little.
They only redo like 2 rooms too. So if they have like a 20-room hotel, only 10% of those rooms are getting redone.
I mean, a lot of these are very
rest of them-
small hotels. A lot of them are like
Yeah.
5 rooms, but there are a few that like, is it the Keating, the Lamborghini of hotels one where they've got a motel on the side that they stick people in? That one was fucking
no,
hilarious.
that's the one with the rich drunk guy.
Yeah,
who's,
the Ulysses S. Grant room is there.
Yeah.
That one's still open. That was interesting. It had 3 owners, and every night they would get like shit-faced drunk in the bar with their bar clients.
Oh, the young guys? That one was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I love that one dude got super plastered and was like, Chef Ramsay's like, what are you doing? His shirt was all ripped up because he was trying to show a tattoo or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go clean that kitchen. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
clean
I'm
it.
gonna go clean the walk-in.
Yep.
About to
I'm
go
on
clean
my way.
You know, Ramsay can't solve alcoholism.
That's true. And you know what? I will say that Googling the current state of these hotels is much less depressing than doing the same thing for Kitchen Nightmares and looking at these restaurants. Some of them have some troubled owners. Like, one dude jumped off a bridge.
Ooh, boy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's sad seeing how many of them go back to the menu after Gordon leaves. Like, you cannot be serious. It's so gross. How many of these places are just like microwaving fucking store-bought egg rolls and charging you $15 for it? Like, it
Yeah.
makes me not want to go out to eat. legitimately.
And I assume that in addition to putting together a menu for them, he's at least making sure that the ingredients can be sourced in the area. Because
Yeah.
he'll reference, like,
Yeah.
so I got this local beef
Local
and
produce.
things like that.
Local produce.
Locally sourced produce.
Not Cockney.
I always loved the old UK Kitchen Nightmares, but when he went to Fox, I stopped watching. But now you guys have gotten me hooked back on the Gordon train. And in fact, I have gone beyond Hotel Hell and started watching 24 Hours to Hell and Back, where it's Kitchen Nightmares, but he does it in 24 hours. It's really dumb. He wears
Where's a
costumes.
funny disguise, right?
Mostly it's just been beards and glasses, but it's getting weird. I'm in the second season, and I know for a fact that he's going to dress up like Mrs. Doubtfire in one of them. But also you get to see a little bit of him cooking, which is always fun, and a little bit more of the process, which I prefer.
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of drama. And I don't
If you
care
want
for the
like
drama as
pure,
much.
like without most of the reality TV drama, watch like MasterChef, which is like an amateur cooking competition that he has done a million seasons of, and he gets real hands-on. He's like, here's how to butcher a fish, and he'll do it in like 30 seconds.
Ooh, I should check that out.
Yeah, pretty
MasterChef
neat.
Junior is actually really good for seeing him be like kind and probably
Yeah,
what he's
so
actually
nice
like.
to the kids, yeah.
We can all admit that. I'll say this. I'm sure for a fucking British man, he is as British conservative as they come. But
He's actually Scottish.
that doesn't... Oh, really? That doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that his shows are typically him yelling at business owners about how shittily they treat their staff, and it comes off as pretty progressive, and I like it.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, the Scots do tend to be a little bit more Labour than Tory, although, he's very wealthy, so who knows. Speaking of that, what's her name in Scotland was just arrested for money laundering.
Is that also part of your level up? Or...
Is that it? Oh, yeah, sorry. Matt, how did you level up? I guess we already sort of moved into yours with the 24 Hours in Hell.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about that much. It's fun, but it is what it is. It's trash. I played that Final Fantasy 16 demo last night, and it blew my fucking mind. I can't fucking wait. I mean, is it great? I don't know. It's cheesy. But all right, if you showed me Elden Ring, and you showed me Final Fantasy 16, and asked me which of these George R.R. Martin had a hand in...
Yeah.
Definitely Final Fantasy 16, but it feels like for the first time they actually have hired like a scene director. Like the cutscenes look like, at least like television. They don't just look terrible. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's long been a problem with Final Fantasy games, is that the camera's like over in the corner.
Yeah, and in the little bit of the game that I've seen, I think the voice acting is really good, and the writing's pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely
Very melodramatic.
Very melodramatic, more medieval fantasy, which I appreciate, particularly after Final Fantasy 15 with its stupid fucking... And Final Fantasy 7 Remake, to be honest with you. Like, in a lot of ways, Final Fantasy 7 Remake feels even more, like, weirdly mishmashed than Final Fantasy 7 ever did.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Final Fantasy 15, where you're driving around in a fucking Audi or whatever. Like, what is this? But I have a sword and there's chocobos? It's stupid. It doesn't work. Anyway, I played that last night. It's a lot of cutscenes, but what gameplay there is pretty fun. The combat's really snappy and fun and sharp. The story seems really interesting. The stuff with the icons, the summons, treats them like fucking kaijus, and it's awesome. It feels like it's
rad.
It feels like Game of Thrones meets Godzilla, and I'm pretty fucking into it.
I have a question. Is this game going to feature party members, or is it just a kind of boy and his dog thing
Boy
the
and his
whole
dog.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no party members?
I
It's
could
not
be
like
wrong.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake?
I don't think so. I think it's just boy. I think it's just him. I don't think you're going to have party
Interesting.
members. I'm okay with that. Anyway, everybody should check it out. I mean, by the time this comes out, the game is out in a few days. So I'm ready to pre-install that thing and get playing. Speaking of, I finished Tears of the Kingdom, making way for Final Fantasy 16, and it was great. I don't have a ton to say about it. I've talked too much about it on the show already, other than to point out that some things that I found early in the game that I thought were like secret things were really just late game things that I ran into too early, so I'm a little embarrassed about that. But it really was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It, like Breath of the Wild, and I think like a lot of these games, by the time I got to the final boss, I was able to just beat the fucking shit out of him with very little challenge because they don't know when you're going to get to that boss. So they make it, and it doesn't scale really. So Ganon, kind of easy, but really epic and fun and crazy. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Last of all, I saw the hot new Spider-Man movie. No, not The Flash. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And we've all seen it, so we can spoil it. So it's all about how
Nami. No.
I liked the new characters they introduced a lot. Frankly, a lot more than the last movie. As much as I liked Into the Spider-Verse, I didn't love Nick Cage or John Mulaney. This one had a lot more newer characters. They were mostly pretty great. Animation was top-notch once again. Absolutely fucking mind-boggling at times. Focused a little bit more on Gwen, which I really appreciated. She's a great character and deserves really a fucking spotlight of her own. I guess I won't get into it. Obviously, we've seen Spider-Man 2099 in the previews. He's awesome. The costume looks great. And I loved it. And yeah, just absolutely fantastic. I think I liked it more than the first one, and I really liked the first one. So, Spider-Man, if you haven't seen it, stop being an idiot. Go see it, Vanessa.
I'm busy watching Hotel Hell.
All right, Jim, it's your turn, buddy. How did you level up?
I played a new game called Killer Frequency.
Never heard of it.
It's like a first-person, like almost like a little puzzle-solving game where you play you're a DJ at a radio station, and you're like a late-night, like kind of talk show host. And people are calling in who are being stalked by a serial killer. And you have to use clues around the station, like newspapers and advertisements and stuff, to help the victims evade the killer, all while trying to solve the mystery of who is the serial killer. It's pretty fun.
Do you have to spin some sweet tracks while you do it too?
You do have to play music. Whenever, like, in between calls, you can pick records out of your record box and put them on. And sometimes callers will call in and request a certain artist, so you have to find that record and play it.
Are they real music, like real songs, or is it?
No, I don't think so. It's all like instrumental stuff. And there's like pre-recorded advertisements on cassette tape that you have to play sometimes that are for like. There's one for like a local politician. There's one for like, and it takes place in the 80s. And there's one that's for like a local like karate guy who's selling like a series of videotapes to help you master karate. It's pretty good. I haven't finished the whole thing yet. I think I have a few more calls to do, but I like it so far. It's pretty low key. It's not scary. It's more like kind of like a walking sim puzzler kind of thing, except you're talking to characters that you're trying to help out.
I really like the idea of being like, okay, that's Gwen, who is stuck in a cabin with a killer banging on the door, and now here's Zaza Fruit with their new single, Round the Corner.
That's kind of what it is. Like there are callers who will call. Like one caller called in, and she's like actually like running from the killer. She's like, "I'll call you back. I need to sneak into this car or whatever." And then when she calls back in, you're like, "All right, now back to Laura, who's evading the whistling man." It's pretty good. And you have this producer who you chat with off the air who like helps you and tells you a backstory about this little town and helps you kind of solve the mysteries. It's a pretty fun little play. It's only $20. I'm playing it on PlayStation. $20 on PSN.
Cool.
Pretty fun. Let's see. I'm also watching copious amounts of Gordon Ramsay, but I always do that. I guess that's pretty much it.
Yep, nothing else new with Jim.
Nope. Oh, I started a new job this week.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Started a new
Doing that.
job.
Yeah, started a new job. I'm doing that. I had to do a big, I had to turn in a big, kind of assignment thing today. I had to do an audit of the business. So that was kind of nerve wracking. But otherwise, it's going pretty good.
Oh, I almost forgot. Jim, it's your birthday. God bless you on the stay. You gave me the gift of a little co-host, and I'm proud of you today. Everybody, Jim, it's your birthday.
Birthday?
Happy birthday, Jim.
I thought it was his sister's birthday.
Oh, right. My bad. It's Kaylee's birthday. Shout out to Kaylee, our favorite square root sibling.
He's never
sorry,
gonna hear this.
Bannon. Try again next year.
He's never going to hear it, so.
Yeah, so Matt, you have a special surprise for us this week, and I'm excited.
I do. I have a very special surprise, and that's that I'm not done leveling up. That's right. I finished. Welcome to Wrexham. I forgot to mention it. It was great. Y'all should watch Welcome to Wrexham. It was fantastic, and it had such a great end. It was so good. I loved it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch Welcome to Wrexham. Watch it.
Was it on?
Hulu. It's on FX.
It's on FX, yeah.
So it's on Hulu. Anyway, since we have no John this week, I have a special surprise. That's right. Welcome to Matt's Stupid Game. Jim,
Is this
what
like
can we do?
a little taste of what we're going to get in a few weeks
Nope,
when
this is just a
we
one-off
move
thing I
on to our
made up.
next series? Oh, okay.
Well, maybe. We'll see how it goes. All right. This one is called Game Facts Feud.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's my take on Family Feud using Game Facts and Reddit polls. Usually this would be a team game, but you're both going to have to be a team. So, one member of each team, that's you two, will face off in a face-off as I read the question off the game board, and then you will each buzz in with an answer. Whoever gets a correct answer receives control of the board and has the option of playing or passing control to the other team. Nobody's going to do that. Whoever has control takes guesses at the rest of the category, the rest of the answers in the category, until all of the answers are revealed. I only did 5 answers for each one.
Okay.
You will receive a points corresponding to the number of the answer. So if this is the number 1 answer, you're going to receive 5 points. If it's the number 5 answer, you're going to receive 1 point.
Reversified.
Yeah, it's reversified. However, if you pick wrong, if your answer is not on the board, you will receive a strike. 3 strikes, and it moves to the other team who gets to take a guess at an answer. And if they get one right, then they, of course, get points and get to continue from there. And we will go through until we've cleared out all of our categories. Some of these are fucking impossible, so I don't really know what we're going to do about that. And we'll keep doing that until we've gotten through all 5 questions.
Oh, man. So, hold on. There's, 5, 9, 15 points possible per round. And there'll be 5 rounds. So, I guess I'm going to get 75 points.
I feel like it'll go pretty quick, but if it's going very slow, we'll cut a couple questions. We'll see what happens.
So, I got to start thinking like a normie.
No, you have to start thinking like an absolute fucking nerd online.
Oh.
Done and done.
The first one is pretty easy, and you should be able to get all of these, though 2 of them I think are going to be a little tougher than the rest. The question is, are you ready to buzz?
Ready.
Question number 1. This from a poll from 5 years ago that garnered 261 votes. What is the best JRPG of all
Buzz.
time? Vanessa.
Chrono Trigger.
Vanessa's on the board. All right, hang on. I'm going to make
With
a little
what?
note here.
How many points did she get?
Points. And I'll do Jim. And I'll do
This one's too easy, by the way. We're an RPG podcast. Come on.
Vanessa just scored herself 4 points.
Oh.
Ooh, 4. Interesting. Okay.
All
My
right.
next guess.
So there are 4 more possible answers.
Yeah.
You have
is
0
from 5 years ago.
strikes.
You can give me control of the board if you want.
Yeah, you can give him
right,
control
I
of the board
could.
if you want.
No, thank you.
All right,
My-
Vanessa.
Yes.
Let's hear
My
it.
next guess is Final Fantasy VII.
Whoa! Vanessa comes out swinging with a 5-point answer.
Wow. I didn't think that one was going to be the top one.
I didn't at first, and then I thought about nerds on the internet, and then I realized it would.
Specifically GameFAQs, which is a fucking popularity contest. So these are not all from GameFAQs, even though this GameFAQs feud, I couldn't find as many polls on GameFAQs as I thought I would when I started making this game.
Which
Next.
was an hour ago.
Which was an hour before we started recording. All right, Vanessa.
My next guess is Final Fantasy VI.
Bah, bah, bah. That's 1 strike for Vanessa.
I was so worried that would happen.
Mhm.
People don't know what they're talking about.
I think these last 3 are a little.
Does that mean I get to go?
Surprising.
No, that's
What?
just my
3
first strike.
strikes.
What,
Yeah.
3 strikes? That's insane.
My next guess is.
Well, you might be
Final-
right, Jim. We'll see how it goes.
My next guess is Final Fantasy X.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, really?
0 points. That's 2 strikes for Vanessa.
Does surprise me. Okay, other JRPGs. Gosh, it's going to be hard to think of another JRPG.
Hey, say Mass Effect.
Yeah.
That's not a
What will these
JRPG,
nerds-
and this is a list of
That's
best
the point.
JRPGs. Well, you're trying to
I'm
pull the
trying.
fucking wool over our eyes, and I, as the host,
I
have
am.
a duty to protect my players.
It's called
Contestants?
gamesmanship.
Yeah. I'm going to take a swing here and say Suikoden?
Suikoden on the board. Let's see. Survey says, bah! That's 3 strikes
Oh.
for Vanessa.
Jim has a chance to steal.
Jim has a chance to steal, and if he doesn't steal, I don't know what we do. I think he just
Okay.
gets
Then
3
I think
strikes
I
as well.
just get the points I accumulated.
Is Earthbound on the board?
Bah! Earthbound is
Oh,
not
man.
on the board. That's 1
Is
strike for
Final
Jim.
Fantasy VI on the board?
She already said that.
No, she didn't. She said Final Fantasy VII.
You said Final Fantasy VI, right?
He said Final Fantasy VI. That's his final answer, and also he only gets 1 chance to steal. I win.
Okay, you know what? Final Fantasy VI is not on the board, Jim. That's 2
What the
strikes.
fuck? Oh man!
All right, I'm gonna give you a hint.
No. Okay.
What? Unfair.
No hints. No hints. I don't want one.
All right.
I'm gonna say Persona 4.
Oh no, that's 3
Who the
strikes.
fuck are these nerds?
for
Have they ever played a video
Jim.
game before?
So what are the other 2?
Hang on, I gotta do my math here. Vanessa has
Or is
9
it
points. Jim
under
has
3?
0, and I
There's
guess we
3
just
more left.
do we just leave the question there, or do we keep going until you guys figure something out?
No, leave it there, but tell us what the other ones were.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 1, Final Fantasy VII. Number 2,
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Number 3, Bloodborne.
Excuse
Number
me?
Okay.
4,
Yeah, all right.
Persona
JRPG.
5.
Oh, it is. Oh, Persona 5. Pfft.
No.
And number 5, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Who are these nerds? I want to find all 261 of these nerds and dunk them in a toilet.
I'm going to put them in a locker.
All right, are we ready for round 2?
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. The question is, who is, from a Reddit poll from 2015, where I could not find the number of voters, who are the best JRPG characters?
Buzz.
Jim got it. Now, I want to say, this is not a hint, but I want to be very clear on the question. The question is character, not protagonist, character.
Okay. All right. Vivi. Vivi Ornatier.
Woo, 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 woo. That's 5 points for Jim.
Wow, great job,
there
Jim.
It is. All right.
Good fucking luck with the rest of these.
Let's see.
I'll tell you,
JRPG characters.
all of the rest of them are from games that we have played on the show.
Jim gets all these hints. Unfair.
What about
that's
is
the only hint
is-
I've given, and that's just for both of you.
Is Frog on there?
Wah, wah, wah. Coming in
I can
strong.
tell those a
with
bad noise
another
or a good noise.
2 points.
All right.
Frog from Chrono
right.
Trigger.
Let's see, what else do nerds
I can't
like?
tell if that's a good noise or a bad noise. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, characters. How about Cloud Strife?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's 1 strike for Jim.
Oh man, it's got to be a Final Fantasy VII character on there, right?
I can't say.
What about Kefka Palazzo?
Wah, wah, wah. That's 3 points for Jim.
Hey.
Wow.
All right.
Mad respect on the last name use, too.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even write the last name down in my notes.
Who else? Let's see. What about Ness?
Ooh. That's 2 strikes for Jim.
Oh man, one more.
Vanessa looks like she might be trying to Google this poll. Vanessa, phone's down.
I'm playing my fashion game.
Oh, what about Chie Sadanaka from Persona 4?
Good answer for 1 strike. That's it for Jim.
Oh man, psyched me out.
All right, here's my chance to steal.
All right. Well, we're not doing steal so much as you get a turn.
My turn, and I will go for Sephiroth.
That is 1 strike for Vanessa.
No. Then I'll go for Aerith.
Wah, wah, wah. That's 2 strikes for Vanessa. Come on, Vanessa.
Let's stay with Final Fantasy VII, or do I pivot? Mm.
This is like an episode of Friends.
Pivot.
Oh. Tifa.
Wow, that is 3 strikes for Vanessa and
Ooh,
no
what
points to show for the second round.
What were the other
Amazing.
2?
All right. Number 2 was Yuri Lowell from Tales of Vesperia. Don't at me.
What?
And number 5 was Ramsay from Final Fantasy Tactics. That's right.
What?
No Final Fantasy VII characters in this list at all.
Wow.
Ramsay.
Wow.
I would have put Delita over Ramsay.
Okay. All right. Now this one, a little more complicated. Got to think it through a little harder. We've got 5 answers on the board. This is from a Reddit poll from 6 years ago that only garnered 123 votes. What JRPG had the best plot?
Buzz.
All right, Jim's going to start us off strong.
Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy VI. That's 1 point for Jim.
Right. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger, that's an additional 2 points for Jim.
Oh man, working my way up. Best story. Final Fantasy 7.
Ooh, that's 5 points for Jim.
Oh, hey, look at these nerds. Final, no. Best story. JRPG. It's all JRPGs. Persona 4.
That's 1 strike for Jim.
Best story. Final Fantasy 9.
That's 2 strikes for Jim.
Man. Oh, come on. Yeah. Have we played all these games before?
You can't ask for hints. What the heck?
Nobody said I couldn't.
I guess that's true. There's
We
nothing in
have.
the rule book
Okay.
that says you can't ask for
Yeah?
hints.
I'm gonna say, man, pressure's on with this one. Xenogears.
Wow, I am surprised you pulled that one out for 4 points.
Oh, all right.
Can you sweep the board, Jim?
Oh
You
man,
have 1 strike so far.
I have 2 strikes.
You have 2 strikes so far.
I mean 1. Let's see. Best story JRPG. Chrono Cross.
That's
Oh, I'm
3
dead.
strikes for Jim. Vanessa, you've got 3
Yeah.
chances to gain some points in this round.
Okie dokie. Final Fantasy X.
And she nails it right out of the gate.
Whoa!
Bwop,
For 3
bwop, bwop,
points.
bwop, bwop.
That leaves us with 12 points for Vanessa. And 9, 10, 11, 12, 22 points for Jim. With 30 points to go, there's plenty of time to make it up.
Sweet.
Are you ready for the 4th round?
Sure, or we
Yep.
could move on.
All
It
right.
might be either way.
Here we go. Aw. Vanessa just doesn't like it because she's losing.
Yeah,
I
that's
recognize what's happening here. 'Cause it's what happens to me. All right. This is from a Reddit poll from 2 years ago, and it got 1,252 votes.
Right. Wow.
It's going to be a tough one, and 3 of them are games we have not played on the show, so you're going to have to
shit.
really scratch those heads.
Whew.
Honestly, for 2 of them, I might just give them to you if you get the fucking, if you get the IP right. What was the most disappointing JRPG of all
Buzz.
time? Vanessa.
Final Fantasy X-2.
Ooh, that's a strike.
Oh no!
Oh.
Golly! Wow. Okay.
All right, I'm going to offer up a
Then-
little hint. It's not much of a hint, but I'm going to offer up a little hint in that one of these is insane unless you're chronically online.
I guess I will go for Chrono Cross.
Mwah! That's 2 strikes for Vanessa.
What the heck? Man. I don't know. 2 strikes, and I haven't gotten any points on the board, and a disappointing sequel.
I didn't say sequel.
No, it's just disappointing JRPG.
Right, a disappointing JRPG. But why would you be disappointed unless it was a sequel?
Let's see. I mean, what's a sequel?
Yeah, I guess it could
Technically,
be like an
all of
entry
these
in
are
the series.
sequels, though not sequels is in number 2. Sequels is in a later entry in a series.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Let's go Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, what a
Oh.
bummer. That's 3 strikes for
Oh.
Vanessa. Don't worry, Vanessa. You got plenty of time to come back. Actually, I don't think you do. But the last one's on you, I promise.
I want to say Final Fantasy 8.
Wah, wah, wah. That's 5 points for Jim.
Oh, Oh, nailed it.
You nailed
That
it.
was
You're not gonna
clever.
get- You're not going to get any of the
Yeah.
rest of these.
I'm going to try. Mother 2.
Bah! That's one strike for Jim.
Most disappointing JRPG. Demon Souls.
Wow, that's an interesting choice, but wrong. 2 strikes for Jim.
Xenogears.
Xenogears. That's not a sequel.
They're not supposed to be sequels. They don't have to be
You said it
sequels.
wasn't all
I
sequels.
said they were all sequels. I said they were all sequels.
Well, you said maybe not sequels, but entries in a series.
Yeah, well-
Xenogears is a Xeno game.
I said later entries in the series.
Nah, whatever. What
Is
were
Final
the other
Fantasy
ones?
is Final Fantasy VIII a sequel?
Kinda.
It's not. It's an 8-quel. All right. Well, only 5 points in that round. A bit disappointing, but that leaves Jim with 27 points. That does mean that Vanessa, if she sweeps the next round, could tie the game. I don't have a tiebreaker. You'll just have to play rock, paper, scissors. The rest of the answers were number 2, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh,
Number
that's a good
3,
one.
Paper Mario Sticker Star.
What?
All right.
Number 4, Pokemon Sun Moon.
Uh-huh.
This last one I know John would disagree with. Number 5, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. All right,
Huh.
time for our last round. This is going to be a tough one, gang. Listen close before you buzz
Well,
in.
the gentlemanly thing to do would be for Jim not to buzz in since I'm so far behind and couldn't even win, you know.
I ain't even worried about it.
Wow.
I ain't even worried about it.
All right, well, this one is tough, but not that tough. Question 5, best Disney villain.
Buzz.
Okay. Vanessa's got the board.
Scar.
That's one strike for Vanessa.
Wow. Wow. Suck it, Jeremy Irons.
I should have said
Man.
this poll, I believe I pulled from, I don't know where I got it from. It's from 2013, and it had 108 votes.
Ursula.
Woo, woo, woo! 1 point for Vanessa.
1 point?
And I'll tell you this as well. It was a 2-way for number 5. You could have also said Hades.
Freaking psychopaths.
I
What if
mentioned
she
the top,
did
the
say
number
Hades?
5 Disney villain. Is that not good?
It shouldn't be number 5.
Okay, I didn't write the list.
Stand a Celifod queen.
Here's another little hint for you. I don't know who number 2 is.
Okay. Jafar.
Oh. Now I do know who it is. Jafar. Wah, wah, wah. That's 3 points for Vanessa.
Oh, man.
Okay, what's her name? It's like Yurza or Yasmina or something like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. From the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, from Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that movie.
I do.
know. Jim does. Okay, then my guess will be
Number 1's pretty obvious, I think. Very famous villain.
Gaston.
Gaston! Wah, wah, wah! With 2 points for Vanessa. Gaston.
Okay.
All right, you've only got 2 left. One of them, I didn't know who it was. And one
Right.
of them, very obvious.
Okay. Who would Matt not know who they are?
I'm a Disney fan. But
Yeah.
you know how old I am, so that gives you a good idea of what Disney movies I
Yeah.
saw. And you know how old my kids are, so what Disney movies I saw past then. Though this is older, so 2013, that's Pretty old.
I'm gonna go with Dr. Facilier.
That's 2 strikes for Vanessa. Also, who? Who is that?
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't know
Who
who it
is
was. That is the villain from Princess and the Frog.
Oh, right.
Cruella de Vil.
That's 3 strikes for Vanessa.
Amazing.
Oh.
Jim, you win the game, but for bonus points, can you guess the number 1 and number 2 least popular villains?
These are the least popular villains?
Most popular villains.
Yeah, I was going to say,
me.
that changes
It's not most
things.
popular. It is best Disney
Best
villain.
villains.
What does
Okay.
that mean? I don't know. Still posit that number 1 is pretty fucking obvious. They had their own movie. Oh, I guess Cruella de Vil did too, so.
Yeah.
Okay, they had 2 movies.
Oh,
What about-
Yeah, I got it.
Oogie Boogie.
That's 1 strike for Jim.
I don't know who got a movie. I don't watch Disney movies.
Don't
All
tell
right.
him. I want the re-steal opportunity.
All right, fuck it. Oh, wait, there's no re-steals.
Hold on. 2 movies. Two got 2 movies. Is it live action?
Yep.
Oh.
The movies about the villain are live action. The movie itself,
I
Okay.
want
classic
the
Disney princess
re-steal.
movie.
Give Vanessa the re-steal.
There is no re-steal.
I want the
Vanessa-
re-steal.
I'm
nixed
turning over
re-steals.
control of the board.
Oh my
back to
God!
Vanessa.
Jim turns control of the board over to Vanessa. What a weak move! You're such a beta male cuck, Vanessa.
I will go Maleficent for the
Maleficent,
re-steal.
number 1
Oh,
for 5
duh.
points.
But, Jim, we need to work together now to figure out what Disney villain Matt hasn't heard of.
It's not that I hadn't heard of them; I just didn't recognize the name. I mean, I've seen Princess and the Frog.
Mother Gothel?
I know the name Mother Gothel.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
would.
I saw that
He
movie
would know that one.
8 kabillion times. In fact, I may have liked that movie more than my kids.
It's a good movie.
It's fucking
It is
good.
a good movie.
Oh, we also played Kingdom Hearts 3. So presumably it's not a villain from one of the Kingdom Hearts movies.
Oh, good call. Yeah. Matt,
And
can
it
you
would-
confirm? This is not a Kingdom Hearts?
Not
villain?
that I recall. Could be wrong. Don't remember every villain in the game.
You haven't played every Kingdom Hearts game either, so unreliable.
And it wouldn't be something like pre-Disney Renaissance, because Matt would have seen those as a baby kid.
Is it from an animated movie?
They're all from animated movies.
What about? No, never mind. I don't actually have a guess.
What are the, like, contemporary Disney movies? So there's Mulan. I don't think it would be that guy. He didn't have a lot of personality.
He's also in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Genghis
Kingdom Hearts
something.
2.
It's not Genghis Khan.
No, he's like Khan something, right?
Oh yeah, Khan something.
Hercules was
Or
later,
something
but we
fun.
already covered that. What came after that? Rapunzel we covered. Princess
All
and
right,
the
we gotta wrap
Frog
this
we
up.
covered.
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
Frollo from
Who?
The Hunchback
Oh.
of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He's one of the best villains. Well, I guess he's very menacing.
Yeah, he has that pretty slapping song, too.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jim, to your win with 27 points. Vanessa, very close with 23 points. If you had gotten that last villain, you could have tied the game. I didn't
Happy
realize that I had
birthday
set us up
to
for a potential
Jim.
tie. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed Matt's slapped together game.
It was good. I liked it.
I
Yeah.
did it. I did a game.
Good job.
And I believe that means it's time for us to move into the quest log.
All right, so where we left off last week, Shinra has dropped the plate onto Sector 7.
That's not nice.
Everybody's dead.
Why would they do that?
Because they wanted to make Avalanche bad guys. And also crush Avalanche at the same time.
Yeah, but what about the people who were living on top of the plate? This
I
kind of
think those
got me.
people are dead too.
Yeah. Because at first I thought that they just dropped the bottom portion, but that is not the case. It is
No,
the
it's
whole
just
No.
plate.
gone. That whole slice is gone. The rotten pizza in the sky. This game is so fucking cheesy.
Cheese pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put some cheese on the menu, Gordon.
So we open chapter 13 with we're with Cloud and Tifa, and we got to go get Barrett. Barrett's real upset. He's punching the concrete in a very dramatic fashion because he thinks his daughter is in there.
But
He's
we
pulling a-
just
he's pulling
found
a Sean
out that
Penn.
his daughter was not in there.
Well, she was very vague about it, if you remember.
I
She's
do
like,
remember,
I
but-
found Marlene or whatever.
Yeah,
I
maybe
found
she was going to
Marlene and
say,
I left her there to
found
die."
Marlene's tiny corpse.
That's not funny. Marlene's cute. She reminds me of a friend of mine's kid when she was that age.
Marlene does?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Marlene's a cute kid. So we go find Barrett. Barrett's real upset, and then Cloud's like, bro, Aerith might have saved her. Let's go see if we can find Aerith. So we go to Sector 6 and speak with Elmira, and this is where one, Marlene is safe. 2, we learn all about Aerith and her cool backstory.
All about Aerith.
About Aerith. She's an ancient. She's like, what's a good analog for a Final Fantasy VII ancient?
You know how there were like Neanderthals and Cro-Magnums and then
They're like druids.
Yeah, Aerith is a Neanderthal.
yeah.
She's the missing link.
I mean, it's an ancient aliens thing, right?
Pretty much.
She's a extinct subspecies of human, like the Neanderthal.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, in the next chunker, I don't know if you guys have played up to there yet, but like up to Shinra building, but you get the best cutscene in the entire game. You get a real visual of what life was like as an ancient, and it's
Oh.
pretty dope.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, they were the people who like could speak directly to the planet, I guess. They could use lots of cool magic. They were the first people to synthesize materia. They're connected to the life stream. They're real flower power people.
What happened to them, Jim? Where'd they go?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Wow.
Some kind of cataclysm is what they say. Yeah. But Aerith is a descendant of these ancients, and she was adopted by Elmira after Elmira found Aerith and her birth mother, who was dying. And Aerith's birth mother was like, hey, Elmira, will you take care of this little kid? And Elmira was like, sure, I'll take care of that little kid. And that's what happened.
It's an awfully sus world where someone can just hand over a baby. Do you think she had to go to like court and say,
No.
I'm applying for guardianship of this baby?
No, because then Shinra would have known where to find Aerith. Can't do
That's
that.
true, since Shinra
Yeah.
is like the government.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of Shinra, so they're after Aerith because it's kind of like a legend or a myth that the ancients know where to find the Promised Land, which Shinra interprets as a land that's just filled to the brim with Mako. It's Mako Town. Mm-hmm. So
Why do
Shinra
they think that?
I don't know. And the reason why the Turks have been after Aerith is because they're trying to capture her so that she can lead Shinra to the Promised Land where all the Mako is. And
Except they know where she
that's-
lives. So
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't understand this
feels like
either.
they could have done this at any time.
Yeah.
They
But
say
they
that
also-
she has to come willingly.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true. She could just be like, I'm not going to tell you where the Promised
Yeah.
Land is. And so, okay, Shinra wants her for 2 reasons. One, to find the Promised Land, but also Hojo wants to do some experiments on her and see if he can't make an ancient clone. And also,
We haven't met
it should
Hojo
be
yet.
noted. We
No,
have not
we
met
haven't.
Hojo yet, no.
Who's Hojo?
We will.
You can't talk about that.
Well, they've said his name.
Jim doesn't
He's
like
the-
to go in order with
He's
these
head of the
recaps.
Shinra Science Department. No, I don't.
Jim's like, and then later we're going to discover the big twist, which is this.
Also, Shinra wants Aerith. Well, I guess the reason why they don't care about Midgar and why they're okay with killing lots of people is they want to set up like a new Midgar in the Promised Land where they can just keep sucking up this Mako and being a cool major city and being fascist.
Yeah, they're going to go Galt and leave the working man behind.
Yeah.
All right, so we learn all of this from Elmira, and it's great. And we get is this part where you get a scene? You get a scene with whoever you've romanced.
I guess,
no.
but I didn't
Why would
notice
you?
anything.
You can't. It could only be Tifa at this point. Aerith's gone.
Nope, it can be Barrett, and I think you can do it with Aerith too.
How could
What
you get
are
a
you
scene here with
talking
Aerith?
about?
What are you talking about? And you can't romance Barrett in this game.
No, it's not a romance, but you get a scene in Aerith's yard, and it's either going to be Tifa or it's going to be Barrett.
Oh,
or it's
weird.
gonna be Aerith.
I got
Yeah.
Tifa. She was crying. I didn't
Yeah,
realize you
me
could
too.
get Barrett here.
Yeah, I've only ever
Can you
gotten the Tifa
romance
scene.
Barrett?
No, it's not a romance, but like you can say nice
You
things
can
about
romance Barrett.
Avalanche, and also like sit, be dismissive towards the ladies, and then you'll get a Barrett scene.
Interesting.
I really like this Tifa scene though because like it's her being like, oh man, she feels bad about all the people that died and about how they were terrorists.
Yeah, she's like, we
And-
did it. This is like, we suck.
Yeah, well, just imagine how Al Qaeda felt when the U.S. invaded Iraq. They were like, "Wow, this isn't what we meant to do."
That's also not what happened either.
Is it not?
That's the history that Bush wants you to believe.
Well, yeah, I know. But it's the same thing here. It was false pretenses that they dropped this
I
fucking
guess
plate.
that's true. It also does that very anime thing where the woman starts crying and she flings herself at the guy and is like sobbing into his chest, and he stands there just like stiff-armed and then reluctantly places his arms around her.
Yeah.
That never happens in life. And if it did happen, you would be like, what's wrong with you, dude? I'm like clearly seeking comfort here.
Yeah.
Am I making you uncomfortable? Did I misread the situation? Are we not that kind of close? Like, I'm sorry. I obviously crossed the line. I didn't mean to. And weird. Or you'd just be pissed. You'd be like, dude, I'm like falling apart here. Come on. A little human
Yeah.
compassion. Would it kill you?
Right? Did you guys get the pedometer materia here?
Yeah, why would you want that? Who fucking cares?
Because it becomes something else. Did you read the description of the pedometer materia?
Yeah, it said put it on and walk around. So I did, and then it became something else.
What did it become?
Yeah.
I don't
It becomes
remember.
the AP up materia,
Oh, yeah.
which gives you additional AP after battle, so your materia will level up faster.
Oh, I don't need
And
that.
it works really well. Like, put that AP up materia on your character, give them like a blank, like a materia with no experience, and that shit will be level 3 fast.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. What next? What happens? Oh, I was gonna tell you guys. I was thinking today about like Cloud's outfit reminds me of something like the tight shirt. Like if you get rid of his armor or whatever in his cummerbund, he's essentially wearing like a sleeveless, like almost like a it's like a sleeveless shirt, but it's super tight. Kinda
It's like a sleeveless turtleneck, dude.
yeah.
It's really shitty looking.
He's wearing like baggy pants and boots. Dude looks like Ace Ventura. He does. Sorry, I just had to say that. All right, so we know that Aerith is with Shinra, and Marlene is safe, and Barrett wants to go back to Sector 7 and search for Avalanche survivors. He feels like it's his duty to do so. So we need to go back to Sector 7.
Yep, a lot of running back and forth here.
A lot of running back and forth. We go to Sector 7 and we decide that we're going to save Wedge. And Wedge has like fallen. So I don't know if you guys remember. back in like chapter 3 when we did that first set of side quests and we had to fight that hound in the scrapyard, they're like, wow, what's going on? Like, but there's been rumors of Shinra breeding weird monsters in an underground lab, and you're like, oh, maybe, but also that maybe that's a myth. Wedge has fallen into this secret area.
Yeah, it's
With his
directly below his house.
Yeah.
This kind of made me wonder, is Wedge a Shinra plant?
Oh.
I mean, his house is right above a Shinra lab.
That's true, and he does breed cats.
Is he breeding them, or is he just loving them?
He's definitely breeding them. He's like,
Breeding
okay,
them?
Mr. Puss Puss, you're going to go into the special box with Lady Guinevere Whiskers, and we're going to see what happens.
Lady
Oh,
Guinevere
boy.
Whiskers.
You're making me hate this character more somehow.
Listen to her yowl, yeah. You know
Oh,
what
my
that
God.
means. Well, she's
That's the
presenting.
Midgar special.
Yeah.
Also, Vanessa sounds like she's speaking from experience here.
Yeah, Vanessa, how
Where-
many cats have you coached in coitus?
You know, I don't like to think of it as coaching. I like to think of it as like an intimacy coordinator role. And as we all know, it's really important to have someone like that present these days.
So you're like, are you comfortable, Miss Guinevere Whiskers?
Are you comfortable, Miss Guinevere Whiskers? He's just going to approach you from behind and...
Oh God. Oh my God. What are we even talking about? All right, Wedge. We got to rescue Wedge. This
Hang on.
part
All right,
where
we got to talk about something here.
Yeah.
Wedge died, right? In Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
Isn't he supposed to be
died
dead?
He died in the plate fall. Yeah.
They all died, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Remember when
Weird.
we were talking about the
Thank
differences of this
God.
game?
Thank God
And-
they saved this character.
Matt was like, you guys are excited for the next part because you think such and such character is going to live, but it's not going to happen. It's exactly the same. It's not exactly the same.
I didn't say it's exactly the same. I said I don't think they're going to let her live. I think that they're setting you all up for disappointment.
If Wedge can live, anyone can live.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think.
And
So when she
anyone
willingly
can
sacrifices
die.
herself instead of getting fridged, we'll all be super sad. At the end of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Spoiler alert.
You think who's gonna die?
Aerith.
think's gonna die?
I think Aerith will still die.
I don't think so.
I do.
Yeah, we
I
don't
think
think
that they
so.
are. I think they are leaning hard on the "you think Aerith's going to live" thing, and there's only one reason to do that.
To not do it.
Yeah,
What if they do a swapsy wopsy and put Tifa in your
Tifa
place
dies.
instead?
I'll
Yeah.
fucking throw my PlayStation into the ocean.
There will be riots in the streets.
I will burn
If Tifa
Square
dies.
Enix to the ground. It's
Okay,
figuratively.
what if she doesn't die, but she, like, in consideration of her back pain, gets a breast reduction?
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah, whatever. I just want Tifa to be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one needs to walk around with 20 pounds on their chest. That's too much.
Are you
Handful's good enough for me.
Miss Tifa. Are you comfortable?
Yeah. Cloud runs in and sees Sephiroth raising his knife, you know, above her.
His knife?
And
His 14-foot knife.
his 14-foot scalpel.
His butter knife.
What if Barrett dies? That would be
No,
rough.
you don't understand. I'm a certified plastic surgeon.
He's like, this is an operating room. Get out of here.
Cloud's like, I won't let you do it.
everyday 7.5 foot tall surgeon.
Yep.
Oh man, that would be great.
What if Sephiroth
All right,
just gives it up and goes and plays basketball? Like, he could play. He's
Yeah,
so
he
tall.
Good.
He becomes a blitzballer.
Hold on, Sephirodman.
Terrible.
All right, so in this, I was
You know
gonna
what?
say, in
Negative
this-
5 points for Jim retroactively
For my
for
Sephiroth.
that
Hey, I'm
fucking
still
joke.
back in the lead.
No, you lost 4 points, so you're still losing.
All right, so I was gonna say this is the first part in the game so far where you get to out of combat control Barrett, and it sucks. I didn't like this part.
there are 6 million little Shinra boxes on the walls for you to shoot, which is weird and also doesn't work very well.
And there isn't anything in any of them.
Yeah, there is. There's a ton of shit. I got so many fucking Moogle medals.
Items.
There's nothing like
So
good.
many Moogle medals.
Yeah, there's not like an accessory or anything in there.
There's Moogle medals, which buy you SP points for your fucking weapons. Totally worth it. And also buy you that first melee weapon for Barrett, which is awesome.
Oh, you can buy those scriptures or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
but by the end of chapter 14, I bought everything in that Moogle shop, and I still had like
me
17 Moogle medals.
I've just bought out all of their turbo ethers and mega elixirs. It was worth it, though, because those books are great, and there's 2 great weapons. You can get Aerith's weapon, and you can get Barrett's cool pinchers. Though you're going to get another melee weapon for him right after, so what's the point?
I like Barrett's melee weapons.
I do
you get
too.
Cool abilities from those.
I like that you can still use them as guns. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the pinchers were a melee weapon because I was never playing as Barrett, and then I went and did his like solo arena thing, and I was like, "What the heck is happening with these pinchers?"
I had to switch him back.
Opener.
I had to switch him back to a ranged weapon for the chapter 14, I guess.
Yeah.
Chapter 15, chapter 15, because so many enemies are
to.
flying.
Yeah, they're flying.
It's so
enemies,
fucking annoying. That's the one big flaw in what I think is a really good combat system, is that there are a bunch of flying enemies that are just a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, so I will say Crisis Core solves
Turns
that
into Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Crisis Core solves that by giving you... They make available a jump materia, where if you have it equipped, you can essentially like jump super far and fight flying enemies.
Yeah, lack of jump button really fucking kills me in this, which... I don't want to go super deep into it here, but Final Fantasy XVI combat seems to be based very heavily on Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat, but there is a jump button.
Ooh, I love jump. Can you jump?
I do too.
Well,
I love to do a jump.
In addition to jumping in combat?
Are you going to play that demo, or are you going to just wait for the game?
I'm just going to wait for the game.
It's like the first hour of the game.
I'm going to wait for the game.
All right.
Although I
you
guess
can
it
jump
does
outside of combat.
Yeah, it saves and you
To
can...
answer your question.
It saves and you can
I don't think you
carry
can jump
over.
in combat. I don't think
Maybe
you
I'll
can
do
jump
it
in combat. Yeah, it's the first 2 chapters of the game, and
What does the X
your
button do
save,
then? Are you right
Your
about
save will
that?
carry over. I don't know. Probably
I think
not.
you can jump in combat.
Oh, maybe I just never did it. 'Cause
I
you
could
don't
be wrong.
need to.
Jump, jump, jump. Boing, 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 boing. Maybe I'll play it. I don't know. I'm busy.
It's fun. It's fun.
It was worth it. It was just like a tight hour, mostly cutscenes, but it gave me enough of a taste of the combat that I was like, I like this, because it is very much like Dark Souls combat, but like easy.
Yeah.
You fight
like
these
a
giant
third-
monsters,
it's-
but they're not hard because you can
It's really
teleport
kind
around.
of like it's a kind of Devil May Cry light.
I guess
That's how I kind of felt the combat. But I will say, Vanessa, that in this demo, they're playing the hits. You see Chocobo. You see summons. You see Sword Boys. You get to do magic. There's a lot of cool stuff happening.
Mugo?
you get to play as the little boy for a few minutes.
I don't. You do get to play as the little boy and get to do really cool magic. Actually,
Yeah, he's got
Oh,
Kiraga
fun.
and shit.
yeah. You get to. He's a little British boy.
Oh,
no, Clive.
Little
Now
Duchess.
you've sparked
little
my
Dutch boy.
interest.
It
Yeah.
sounded like they used a real child for the voice actor as well, which I appreciated.
It does, which, like, not the same as this game where they just make adults do kid voices and it sounds fucking weird.
Oh, Daddy, I almost died in Czechoslovakia.
I'm an orphan.
All right, let's get back to the real game here.
All right, so Wedge is in this science facility, and we gotta navigate around and find him. There's lots of playing as Barrett. You can move through these cages and blow open little hatches and go into these cages and find some items and
He's
stuff.
got his unexhaustible ammo for some reason that makes no sense. You can blow apart walls. It's very silly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't hate it. Just he's not fun in combat because he's ranged, so you just stand there, roll around.
They know that it's boring, and I think I said this on another.
Better when you
episode,
get to melee weapon. He's fun. I think he's fun as shit.
the game like knows it's super boring to play as Barrett, which I think is why they give him so many materia slots.
I have now, having unlocked so many materia slots on my weapons and having like arm bengals or whatever they're called that have like 4 materia slots. My guys have fucking like 10 materia slots apiece. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty cool.
Cloud has the least, but I keep a lot of bullshit on him. Like I keep assess on him, and that the one that starts you off with a bunch of. I now start off with 2 full bars of action gauge, whatever it's
ATB,
called.
Yeah.
Wow.
I fucking love that. That's the best.
Are you guys making sure to learn all of your characters' weapon abilities?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
good, yeah.
Chadley
Too fast
basically
and
tells you to do it. Like, that's part of your missions. Like, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to let down Chadley. That's kind of my number one goal.
I just
in
want his
all of
shitty
Final
materia.
Fantasy VII at this point.
I have 2 more. I have 2 more Chadley missions to do, and I feel like I'm so over leveled that I can't do them anymore. Like, I'm playing on New Game Plus. My character is like level 50. I just got the achievement the other day that I hit level 50. I can't build an enemy stagger gauge up past a certain point because they just die.
But you got to go into the.
tricky.
But you do that in the VR battles.
Oh.
Fat Chocobo has a lot of health.
Okay. All right, I'll try that.
I mean, that's what I did on my first playthrough.
And I tried playing some of the chapters on hard, and it's too hard. So yeah, I'll try that.
So we're trying to
So
find
we got-
Wedge. We're Barrett.
We do find Wedge, but I don't know what happens. There's all these like weird monsters. There's these weird experiment monsters in there.
Well, we find
meet
out he's
Tifa.
lying on the ground.
Yeah,
You run
he's
into-
This is
unconscious.
after we fall. We find him, right? And then we all fall through the floor.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
right.
Somehow
And are
he's in a
separated.
cage. Who put him in
Yeah,
the
he's
cage?
like in a little room.
How did he get there?
He just fell down there. And his
We went
cats are
down the
with
way
him,
he
and
fell.
they're like, "Hey, please save Daddy."
That's not true.
And we fall through a floor. Separated.
Yeah, you play as Barrett for a while. Then you find Tifa, and you get Tifa and Barrett, which is great because now you can switch to Tifa during combat, and she's way
Yeah.
fucking better. I know we've talked about it a lot, but Tifa is so fucking fun to play as. It's crazy. She's funner than Cloud. She's funner than any of them. They should make a whole game of this.
She has great abilities too. Her abilities are really neat.
The unbridled strength thing where you power yourself up and then that makes your like melee and your simple stuff like more powerful but also like changes them some. You get that Omni Strike. It's awesome.
Ooh, if you cast Unbridled Strength on yourself twice in a row, that Omni Strike becomes a thing called Rise and Fall that is super fucking powerful.
I think you'll recall that during one of Johnny's overrated games, he did read a review that said that Tifa was a useless character. So, sorry,
I mean,
you're both wrong. The internet
don't-
has spoken.
I don't remember how useful she was in the original. I'm sure it wasn't, that was a different style of combat. So certainly you never really
maybe you're
controlled
right.
her. I'm not saying she's useless, but like the difference wasn't really there that it is here where it's a totally different play style.
That's true.
But I
would
honestly, it blows me away. I think they should make a whole fucking game with a character like this. She's so fucking fun.
Can we talk about something that we haven't yet touched on about
Final
this
Fantasy
game?
VII Remake.
I would like to talk about limit breaks.
I swapped out all my limit breaks. Tifa has Dolphin Fury.
Dolphin kick, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it dolphin kick?
Which is stupid because dolphins cannot kick. They don't have feet.
Yeah, they don't have
Don't
feet.
Yeah.
at me, dolphins.
This was one of the more embarrassing holdovers from the original, I think. Her dolphin shit just felt so out of place. Although in the original Final Fantasy VII, there is that mini game where you have to ride a jumping dolphin up to the top of a tower. Do you guys remember that?
Hell yeah. I remember that I was really bad at it.
Yeah, me
Everybody's
too.
really bad at it. 'cause
I
it
hope it's still
sucks.
in the remake. Please.
I remember
leave
that I
that
was
in.
really, really bad at it. Sorry.
Aw.
I said I wasn't going to do any I think you should leave jokes this time. And by I said, I mean to myself.
Well, it's a promise that you broke. And
Yep,
you're just going
already.
to have to live with that now.
You know what? 5 more points off of Vanessa's score retroactively.
Wow. Matt is like lording these points over us.
He's a harsh taskmaster, and because of my background,
Yeah.
I have to respect that.
Matt giveth and taketh away. Can I just say this chapter is unnecessary?
Plus 2 points for Vanessa for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Unnecessary? It's fine. Well, this part of it is certainly unnecessary. This is more padding.
Yeah, we gotta fight a bunch of weird things, and then Wedge is rescued.
When they announced that this game was only going to encompass the Midgar section of the game, which again is like a 6-hour part of a game, and they were going to turn it into 40 hours, we all knew. Well, it's not that we all knew. Everybody was really worried that they were going to pad it out. And, unfortunately, it really fucking shows through in a lot of these parts of the game, which is too bad because there are parts of the game that are phenomenal.
There are parts that deserve to be padded out, like Wall Market. That's great.
Oh, for sure.
Agree
yeah.
100%. Definitely things to pad out, but instead, they could have. There's a lot of different choices they could have made. And instead we get the train station and saving Wedge and... Oh, well, it is what it is.
Well,
We should probably quit playing the game.
Well, it's weird that they chose to pad out sections, but like they introduced Sephiroth in like the first chapter of the game. Why not put in some more Sephiroth stuff? Like,
yeah, what they
why
do
not?
use him for is fucking nothing.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's just kind of there. Like maybe more flashbacks where we actually like maybe a fucking 10-hour flashback where you're Cloud and you're working with Sephiroth. You know what I mean?
Ooh, and you're like in Nibelheim or whatever.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
before that, like
Playing as Sephiroth,
playing as Sephiroth.
They
Fuck
have
yeah.
his, like, psychic
Oh
connection.
man, I would love to play as Sephiroth. That'd
Yeah.
be great. All right,
I mean,
so
the best
we
part of Final
save
Fantasy
Wedge.
VII is when you have him in your party. I guess that's the Nibelheim flashback.
Oh, that is, yeah. And you don't really get to control him either. He just casts really powerful magic.
He's one of your party members for a minute.
Yeah, but you can't tell him what to do.
I can tell you
can
what to
just
do,
know
and
stuff.
what you need to do is continue with this fucking quest log.
All right, so chapter 14. We saved Wedge. We did the whole thing. Now we decide that we're going to rescue Aerith. Aerith is dealing with some bad stuff at Shinra. We're going to go save her. But our only lead to get topside is Don Corneo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a
thought it was
lead. They're just kind of guessing that
Yeah.
Corneo will know a way up.
I thought it was interesting that Aerith's mom was like initially so resistant to us going to save her. She's like, no, it's going to be fine. Like Shinra's just going to do what they need to do with her and then they'll bring her back. So don't interfere. It's going to be totally fine. I thought it was very evocative of what it would be like living under like an oligarchy in that way and the sort of just way that the citizens all kind of work for Shinra and do what Shinra wants, and that's how their life is.
I mean, it's very
found it
true to life in that a
realistic.
lot of these people love Shinra, who firmly places their boot on their necks.
Uh-huh.
You know? And we see that every day here in the United States of America.
Well, Shinra's really strong and tough, and people like that.
Shinra
I
says
saw-
that when you talk to President Shinra is like, everybody says that I'm the best, and that's enough for most people to, support him.
Think that I'm the best. I saw a little news story today that was talking about President Shinra and about how behind closed doors he's really scared and unhappy. And I thought that was great.
Yeah.
That brings me not a small amount of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, and I wish you would have sent it to me.
I'll see if I can find it.
Did y'all see
yeah,
that fake Melania was in court with him the other day? So good.
Fake Melania.
So fucking good. Yeah, they have a fucking model that looks like Melania that fucking shows up at like court with him, and she used to show up at the
Amazing.
White House with him and on like trips when Melania just wasn't around. It's very
this
clearly
like-
not her
is
when they
this
take a
the-
picture. I don't want
is
to
this
sound like a
the-
conspiracy theorist, but it's not a conspiracy theory. This is a real thing.
Is this a Democrat version of the Joe Biden
Yeah.
body double?
Joe Biden
Yeah.
thing, but it's not. Right, Vanessa, back me up on this, please. I'm not crazy.
I saw an interview with a lady who was talking about the Joe Biden body double, and she said, when I saw him, fall up the stairs, I believed that was Jim Carrey dressed as
Oh,
Joe
I saw
Biden.
that too. That's
And
amazing.
she was sincere.
People are stupid. Oh man.
Anyway, this is not a politics podcast. We're just talking about President Shinra and how President
right.
Shinra lately has had some very bad days. And us, as residents of the lower ward, Section 5 Wall Market, wherever it is we live, we don't mind when President Shinra has a bad day.
Yeah. When he dropped the plate on us and killed us all, that was some 4D chess. We need to find Don Corneo. So this is also a chapter where there's lots of side quests. There's lots of things you can do for people in Wall Market. You can find some music. There's more Coliseum stuff to do, which if you go do the Coliseum stuff in this chapter, you can get your second limit break for your characters, which is well worth it, I think.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
Yep.
What else is there?
There's a
lot of side quests.
This is such a long fucking chapter if you really get into it. Of course, you get to go back to the gym and do pull-ups with Tifa. I gave up on this.
As did I.
This is tough.
I did the first one against Andrea, but after that, I couldn't even do the second tier. Like it was
I
just
did the
I
first
probably
two.
could have if I had continued. But I hit a point. I looked at the prizes and I was like, oh, so something I don't need and another champion's belt. Like what do I want to do this for? There's no reason.
I would like to address
Also, I
something
tied
that was...
and it was a loss and that made me mad.
I'd like to address something that was overlooked last week. Remember, y'all were like, and then we do this quest for Chocobo Sam and that quest for Chocobo Sam. And I was like, I didn't do any of this. Why didn't I get this? Turns out it's built into the game. You either get the Chocobo Sam quest line or the Madam M quest line. And,
What dictates what quest line you get?
various things like what kind of massage you get, how you interact with Johnny, whether or not you call the coin toss.
That's the stuff that affects the dresses.
Yeah, it's very similar. So I did the Madam M quests. Most of that was centered around the Angel of the Slums, which we've run into before. And in this case, the angel was trying to recover a key to Don Corneo's secret stash. And I had to go beat up some thugs to return the key. And there was something about the press guy was again after the angel and said, oh, the angel robbed from the orphanage and innocent people. They took supplies that were supposed to go to the orphanage, and he had an angel calling card, and it said it me, Angle of Slum. I took stuff. And it was obviously a fake card. They're like, the Angle of the Slum? So you track down these guys who were impersonating the angel, beat them up, return with the supplies and this key, and that old lady who was hanging around the old folks' home before and wanted to say a few things about the angel is there. I forget her name.
Me too.
Her name
For
is
that
Angel of the
screenshot you
Slums.
Yeah, and she's very much like, oh, I knew the angel of the slums didn't do it. Wink. Bye.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you get
it's
another
obvious
one.
that she's the angel
The key
immediately.
thing is that's part of this Wall Market quest line.
Her name
Yeah.
is Morel. Morel.
Morel. So yeah, that's what I did instead of all of the stuff that you were doing for Chocobo Sam.
Interesting.
Speaking of, yeah, there is a big Angel of the Slum side quest here where you... What is it? It ties to two of them because
It ties to the Johnny quest.
It ties to the Johnny quest. It's weird too because the Johnny quest is before the Angel of the Slums quest in the quest log, but you can't.
Yeah, so there's this other new character. I can't remember her name. The blue-haired person. She steals Johnny's wallet. She also ties into the Slums quest.
Yeah, we went across her as we're heading to Sector 7 from Aerith's mom's house, and
To Sector
she's
6.
she's like talking shit about Avalanche and how this is all their fault in front of a crowd, and Barrett gets all mad. Mm-hmm. She's got a big stupid hat. It's very 90s, and striped stockings.
Yeah, she got like big striped tall socks.
And the reporter tells us that the Angel of the Slums stole the key to Corneo's stashes, and we have
You guys got this
run
key,
around
right?
a bit. Yeah, of course.
Did you go find all the stash locations?
There's only fucking 3, bud. It's not hard.
There's 4 of them,
3.
right?
A secret fourth one?
There's one in the sewers, one in between Sector 5 and Sector 6, one in the... There's 2 in the sewers, actually, right? Or is there just one?
No, there's a bunch of Corneo doors in the sewers, but only one of them actually
okay.
leads to
One
a treasure
stash,
trove.
yeah.
Maybe there is only 3, but
Yeah,
they're
there's 3.
hard... Okay, did you guys like what you found here? There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, found some
Is
good
there?
stuff. Found some nice
It's
hats.
mostly Corneo is hoarding Moogle medals for some reason,
Yeah.
and 3
He's like, "I'm gonna
gemmed
go buy these kids out
tiaras,
of their junk."
and 1
wants to
piece of
spend it at
materia,
the
and then
Moogle
like a
shop.
bunch of potions and stuff. It's dumb as fuck, and
But you get
like
those
some
tiaras, right? You get those tiaras too. But those are
Yeah.
items that you have to give back, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you give
you
them.
give
Well,
the
I don't know if you
tiaras
have to.
tomorrow.
Maybe you
Yeah.
can sell them, but you can give them tomorrow.
Yeah.
What other?
that's right,
what else
yeah.
happens in Walmart? There's so much. Like you have to find the kids. That's not Walmart, but that's part of this open world area
Yeah.
where you get to do quests. You find the kids. They've been taken over by yet another ghost at the graveyard we went to earlier. It's stupid.
You have to find 3 music tracks to cheer people up.
Oh,
That's
that
like
one's
5,
the
aren't
worst. There's 3.
Why do I think
And-
it's so much more?
Yeah, why do you think it's so much more?
I don't know.
There's the one where you have to find medicine for the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
One of them you have to buy with
right,
Moogle medals. One you can only get from killing the boss where you save Wedge. And
There's that
I don't know
one
what the last
where
is.
you have to, there's that one where you have to fight the boss in the Shinra lab, the big behemoth.
Yeah, that's you get the behemoth horn to
Yeah.
do the medicine.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
a tough
right,
fight.
Yeah.
Are you playing on easy?
Yes, it was still a little tough. I mean, I didn't die tough, but I noticed it was harder than other fights.
Oh, and there's another one where you have to find the chocobos to open up fast travel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Find like 5
Yeah.
chocobo
Well-
hanging around.
You have fast travel, but it opens up a few more locations.
Yeah.
You have fast travel? Oh, well, to a couple places.
You
I
can
guess.
use the
Yeah.
chocobos, but only to a couple of places.
But if you find them all, you get a lifetime pass.
Yeah.
You can run back through the underpass and find those rhyming bandits again and like just stumble across them and they're like, they came back.
Yeah.
No, Vanessa's favorite
there-
characters in the game, the Rhyming Bandits.
Yeah.
There are oh wait, no, hold on. I'm thinking of the DLC. Never mind.
Anyway, there are a handful. There's actually quite a few little side quests here. They're not particularly important, but I'm guessing your last chance to do a side quest area. I find the
It
way the
is.
game does these very strange, and it's not fluid. But I do appreciate it when I get the chance, and I do go do all of them. So they are just all fetch quests, basically. Like, it's not great, but it's something.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that Rebirth will actually feature like big open areas that you can explore and spend time in, or is it just going to be more of this, like lots
I
of
think it'll be
shoving you down
like,
paths and occasionally being like, here's a tiny little open area you can do some side
Yeah.
quests in.
Yeah, I think it'll be like Final Fantasy X's definition of an open
exactly.
world, where like it'll have like here's an area, and the area might be big, but it's not like an open world.
Yeah.
I mean, I
it'll
don't-
be
I
sort of a
don't
path
need
that
it to be an-
branches off a little bit.
I don't
Yeah.
need it to be an open world by modern standards. I'm perfectly fine with the Final Fantasy X style.
Me too. Yeah.
I mean,
if it's done well, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, that's how the Zelda games have worked for fucking years.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess, I'm sorry, listeners, sidebar again, Final Fantasy 16 demo. No world map you get to run around on, huh? Just little fast travel
It's
points.
area to area.
That's
Yeah,
a real
interesting.
fucking bummer. That's
wonder
the
if it'll
one
open
thing
up
in that
later.
demo that made me go like, oh, I guess this is like a mobile game, huh? Okay.
Maybe
I'm
it will
interested to
open up
see
at
how
some
they.
point.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it'll be Final Fantasy X style, where some of these areas will be fucking huge, like a big desert or something.
I think that will be the case. I think that you'll have larger areas because I think Square knows that that's what people want. I don't think we need every game to be a big fat open world. I think that
I don't
areas
actually
to
like
travel
that.
between are fine. I mean, that's Metroid's been doing that since day one, since fucking the 80s, you know? Like that's fine. I just want to have some freedom. All right, anyway.
Yeah, so we need to find Don Corneo. We
Go back to his house.
We instead find Leslie. Leslie, the Final Fantasy VII character, I guess.
I
Leslie.
hate this
Everyone's
guy.
favorite Final Fantasy VII
With his
character.
capris
Leslie
and
with
his
the hat.
fucking hat.
Leslie with the trucker
And his
hat.
pink leopard print jacket, but only
Yeah.
on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Only
the
on
cool lining on
lining.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Leslie,
So
the
he-
regretful human trafficker.
Yeah, and the regretful human trafficker whose fucking sad backstory we have to get here. And it's like, who cares, dude? You're shit. You're
Yeah.
garbage.
Let's talk about his backstory. His backstory is he was engaged to a woman. That woman was selected as Corneo's wife, and then she
Yep.
was never seen again.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess what I've been doing is bad because
Yeah.
now it affects me
Yeah.
personally."
But that's his backstory. So then he went on to help perpetuate this cycle for years.
Right.
Yeah. He's a villain.
Well, he was waiting for his chance to get revenge.
He might be worse than
guess.
Sephiroth. He might be the worst villain in the game.
Well, also he kind of helps us the first time we go to Don Corneo, and he's like, "Oh, I don't think you want to audition for him."
Yeah.
But he's never he is going to do sex crimes and then disappear you. You know,
But
It's
he also knows that even those who aren't selected then get tossed to the men as
right.
I don't even want to say it, to
Yeah.
be assaulted.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
horrendous.
But he's
And this
sad
game wants me to
now.
fucking identify with this guy. Fuck you.
He's big sad. He gave his fiancée a necklace and then she gave it back.
We're skipping around. Jim, take us through the actual beats, please.
Yeah. So Leslie's like, "Hey, Don Corneo, he has a secret hideout in the sewers. Let's go down there and find it." And we go down there. It's locked, I think. So we have to. He's like, "I know another entrance," so we have to go around. And the key gets stolen by this little. One of our listeners in our Facebook group described one of the sewer monsters. He didn't say which sewer monster, as a little shit-covered frog. And I like to think that's every monster in the sewer. So a little shit-covered frog steals the key from you, right? Is
Yeah,
that what happens?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to chase it all over.
Well, Leslie
So-
says it's the key.
Yeah.
Once we chase it down through a really unnecessary chase sequence.
So
We're
long.
like,
Oh my god,
So long.
we chase this frog. We have to fight things in between. You can't actually lose the frog, so there's no actual urgency. They kind of play urgency music, and the
Yeah, you
characters
can
shout,
definitely
"Don't
stop
let
and
it
look for
get
treasure
away."
chests.
Yeah, you can do it.
Because you got to get that extra high potion.
And then
You've only got 50.
2 times you corner the frog, and they're inching towards it, and then it gets away again. And then at one
Yeah.
point, the party splits into 2, and you try to get the
You try to
frog,
corner
and
it,
it gets away.
yeah.
So eventually, you get the frog, you beat it up, and then it's revealed that in the bag is not the key; it is the necklace from Leslie's fiance.
Tifa points out that it's
He's very
the
wistful.
necklace is the flower of remembrance that Aerith was giving out that we gave to Tifa. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So, like, after all this, they're like, she could still be out there, and you just have to find her. And I kind of
I
wanted,
thought that
like,
was really cruel, actually.
I
Yeah, I like that,
disagree. He clearly murders his victims. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I'm like,
You know
it's
what would have been
really
great is
mean to
if-
be like,
is
oh,
if,
I bet
like-
she's still out there.
If the reason why the shit-covered frog had the necklace is because the shit-covered frog was his fiance, she was some spell was put on her, and then we murdered her.
Yeah.
It's called an
Some spell,
abzu.
just frog. It's a
Abzu,
normal Final
right.
Fantasy 7 spell.
I did
Don
get
Corneo
frogged.
cast frog on her.
I got
Oh,
frogged in
these-
this chunker,
yeah.
and it's fucking delightful.
It's
You
hilarious. I
Turn
love
into
it.
a little frog with a little buster sword strapped on your back. It's fucking amazing.
If you get frogged as Tifa, she's a frog wearing like little gloves. I've never been frogged as Barrett. I should try that.
I would love to see what that looks like. It
frog with a gun
legitimately
on.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, frog with a gun. On.
It's fucking adorable. This is one of the
Yeah.
best touches in the game.
Oh yeah, it's good. So Leslie is. So we find Don Corneo, right?
Yeah, Leslie goes in first. He's like, wait
Yeah.
here. We
He
don't
basically is
wait.
like, I'm gonna kill this man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna
He
kill
has
this
a
guy.
gun. Just
Then he's like,
a
whoops, he got
straight-up
away.
gun.
Yeah, no, he just has a gun.
It's
Yeah.
awful. Jim,
pulls
will you
it
please
on Don-
walk us through the cutscene where
Yeah.
Leslie goes in to confront Don Corneo? Because
I
it's
actually-
the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You talk about it.
Okay,
You
fine.
I'll talk
obviously know
about it. No, fine, Matt, talk about it.
Yeah, fuck it. I want to talk about it. He walks in, and Corneo creepily is like, Leslie. Ooh, that came
Yeah,
across
Corneo's
very
like creeping around boxes, like peeking out, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's me, Corneo.
Yeah, it's terrible. And Leslie like walks in and like talks to him about like, oh, I hear I have a problem with this and I need your advice, and gets like closer and closer to him until he gets right up on him, and then he pulls his gun out and puts it right up to his head, and Corneo just like does a fucking Aikido move and yanks the gun out of his hand and like
Yeah.
knocks him on the ground. And I got to be honest with you, like, Leslie, do you not understand the purpose of a gun?
You gotta get really close.
It's not a melee weapon.
Yeah.
You don't gotta get close. The whole point of the thing is that you can be far away
Mm-hmm.
and kill someone.
It would be great if before the cutscene he took that gun out, cocked it, put a bullet in the chamber, and then he gets to Don Corneo, and instead of shooting him, he just throws the gun at him. And it misses.
I mean, I legitimately wanted to see Don Corneo fucking die.
Yeah, for sure.
And not only do we not get
But
that,
but also the reason why you don't get it. Remember in the original, Don Corneo comes back. Do you remember when?
at the casino, right?
No, in Wutai, in Yuffie's quest, he kidnaps two of your female party members, and you have to go up to that mountain in Wutai and
right.
fight him.
I think that's them,
Remember
like
that?
both tied up.
Yeah.
I mean, I
what a
assume
creep.
that he's going to come back, and that's why they did this, but I didn't appreciate it, and I don't want
Yeah.
it. Like, I
No.
wanted him to die here, and so he knocks down Leslie, and he gets the gun, and he's about to shoot him, and Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett burst through the door and save Leslie, but Don Corneo is able to summon Big Abzu, whatever that thing's name is, the big monster.
Abzu Schrot.
His
You
big
have to
tongue monster.
Yeah, you have to fight that thing, and Corneo
What
fucking
that tongue
escapes.
do?
Yeah, Corneo takes off.
It really made me laugh how at the start of this fight, Leslie just happens to get knocked directly through the door, which then slams behind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Leslie,
you guys,
we
That you
fight
can't
Abzu.
fight.
We fight Abzu Schrode and beat him, of course, and then we rush into the next room and find Leslie and help him up. And that's when we get that scene where it's like, we talk about how the necklace means remembrance and maybe she's still alive. Leslie's like, I'll hunt him down to the ends of the earth. And and they convince him not to. And this was another thing that really aggravated me. Like, go kill this guy. He's fucking the scum of the earth. It's not about
No, they're
fucking
like,
vengeance.
you need
It's about
to look for your
preventative.
missing fiance.
It's like how Batman needs to kill the Joker already. Like, listen, I'm not pro revenge. I'm pro preventing future deaths. Kill
Yeah.
Don
Yeah.
Corneo.
Also, we don't know what kind of partner Leslie is, but seeing as he is like so closely associated with really violent people who don't respect women, like just because he has like one lady who he's decided is worth not being sex trafficked does not make him a good guy, and
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
someone you should be in a relationship with.
It's really
gross.
fucked up. This is all just wrong-headed and fucked up. And not
This
in like
feels
a
like-
smartly written way where it's like sometimes evil prevails or like awful things happen and you have to deal with it, but in a stupid JRPG way where they're like, oh, maybe you should go try to find the love of your life who's definitely dead, and don't worry about this fucking horrible human trafficking piece of shit. Also, you're a horrible human trafficking piece of shit, but we're fine with that because you gave us grappling guns. Kill them all!
And love trumps everything. So love.
Didn't we already have grappling
Trump.
guns? We already had grappling guns.
Oh, we
Remember,
lost
that's how
those. We lost
How?
We fell. The fucking thing fell apart below us, and we fell. We had to parachute
Dropped
down
them,
or
I
whatever.
guess.
I guess, yeah, just dropped him. Also, like, I think this is the most poorly written chunker of the game. This feels like they didn't really know how to get from Act 2 to Act 3. So they wrote this really terrible shit.
Well, it feels like
to
they didn't know
stick
how
in
to
there.
do it without adding 700 hours of fluff.
They're
you
like,
know?
hey, we
They could have
spent
just
20
done Act 2 to Act 3, but they had to be like, well,
Yeah.
we gotta squeeze 10 hours in here.
It feels like we spent $20 million on Wall Market. We need to use this environment again, and we might as well use the sewers again while we're at it.
Yeah,
I
but
couldn't-
imagine the alternative of we never find out Leslie's backstory and what happened to Leslie, and he's just like some hat guy at the door. Could you really live with that?
You know what? I feel like if I was a game developer, I'd be like, all these fucking nerds are going to give that hat guy a better backstory than I ever could. Because they
There's
would.
going to be so much hat guy
There's
fan
going to be
fiction.
so much fanfic / fic for the hat guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I couldn't
So we
fucking
do-
believe it when it took us back into the sewers. I legitimately, like, almost put my controller down in
It's
disgust.
the worst part of the game, for sure.
Nah, that train station really fucking rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh, the train graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do find a way out of the sewers, and we're in like an area where we can climb up to the top of the plate, but we have to go through like the ruins of Sector 7, right?
Well, we go through the ruins of the top of the plate of Sector 7.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was not clear on what this was. Now, I want to say I liked this environment.
Me too.
I enjoyed they let you keep these grappling guns. You don't use them a ton, but you get to use them a few times here, and I
Yeah.
thought they were fun, a fun addition to traversal mechanics. I thought that although it was a bit bland, I liked the design of these areas. They're filled with flying
I really
enemies,
liked it too.
which I fucking hated. But I didn't dislike this, but I could not understand where the fuck we were.
I think we're trying to get to the plate that still exists. We're on top of the plate that fell down. So there are lots of buildings there that are knocked over, and there are a lot of people, and they're topsiders. So they're very much like, when's Shinra going to come rescue us? This is really weird.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Where's the rescue helicopters and things?
There's a really depressing little prelude to actually getting into the environment, which is walking by all these destitute people.
Buildings continue to collapse. And then we're climbing some kind of like, I guess, a skyscraper or a radio tower or something. We're like climbing up things that are
you climb some kind of like it's kind of like oil rig.
maybe it's a Mako reactor. Like they have
Yeah,
those
maybe.
huge tall Mako
or
reactors.
some utility thing.
Yeah.
Like you're climbing the remains of skyscrapers at some point, but like
Yeah.
Why would these remains be here if a giant plate fell on top of them? Wouldn't it all be
didn't-
squished
No,
under
these
the
were
plate?
the things that were on top. These were the things that were on top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, again, I didn't dislike this area. I certainly appreciated the fact that it's short as shit.
Yeah. But this is one of those things that felt very intentional. You can see the entire broken landscape of this, post-disaster sector, and it's very well rendered, and it is kind of affecting to go out and see all those buildings had people in them.
Yeah.
And they're all just
Where are the corpses?
Obliterated. Yeah, obliterated. Well, it's the same thing when you murder one of those shit-covered frogs. They just turn into blue sparkles. So all those people turn into blue sparkles.
Yeah. They return to the earth.
There's a lot of
They're the
Shinra
ones.
soldiers here. They're combing this area because they're expecting Avalanche to come.
These flying soldiers can fuck off. To use a Gordon Ramsayism, fuck off.
I did at this point, as I was similar to, I said this last chunker, but I was able to cast Faraga at the very start of combat with Magnify on it every time. So I one-shotted pretty much all of these encounters. It was pretty great. You did get that Valkyrie robot that you have to fight where it's raining bullets down on you and you have to move between cover, and it's terrible because
I hated that shit.
it pushes you back to your previous cover if it starts shooting
I
you.
hate that so much. And also I whenever I felt like I had nailed the pattern, I'd go to peek out and I just get forced back into cover.
Yeah,
and it's
me
okay.
too.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, I just had to kind of force it until he made it.
And that's kind of it for this chapter, actually. It's just
Yeah.
getting from point A to point B. There's no super plot relevant things that happen here. You fight a bunch of Shinra soldiers, you fight some Shinra machines, and you're making your way to Shinra HQ,
Boom, boom, boom.
which we're gonna cover.
Well, the end of the chapter is us getting to Shinra HQ and surveying it, and that's when you get the. I don't know if it gives you a choice in this one, but that's when Barrett sees all the soldiers out front and is like, "I say a frontal assault," and Cloud sees the back door and is like, "Let's head to the back door," and that is the end of the chapter. You get control again after that conversation, and you are heading towards the back door. Mm-hmm. I do think that this game gives you the choice of going in through the front or going up the thing, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I haven't played this part yet. But yeah, I really liked walking up this thing. There's a couple places where you can kind of get a treasure chest by going a little bit off course, but not very many. But yeah, it has views of the collapsed city. They were pretty neat. It was just fun. It was fun traversal. It had a couple too many shimmy to the side sequences for me.
A lot of squeeze through things sequences.
Yeah.
Which, why are there so fucking many of those in this game?
I guess variety, but then after the first one, they're not fun. It's it's not novel anymore to see the animation. There was one animation I liked where you're walking over a girder, and Cloud's or I guess it must be Tifa's don't look down, don't look down.
That's Barrett.
And you're very high up. Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a fun part with the grapple
fun.
guns where everybody grapples up onto a unstable piece of ground, and when Barrett gets up, he misses his footing and hits the ground hard, and then the whole thing collapses underneath you.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun.
Mm-hmm. And I think that Cloud kind of pulls a Batman with Tifa, grabs her, he dives after her, grabs her, shoots his grappling gun, and then Tifa shoots her grappling gun at Barrett, who just grabs the end of it, and then Tifa and Cloud have to pull him up over the edge. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I do think that games have a tendency to make a unique animation, like shimmying along a ledge or something, and then they have it so they overuse it a little bit too much. It's like, give us one up here to show how high it is and scary, but we don't need more than one. So I guess that brings us to where we're playing to next time.
Yeah, next time we're just gonna finish the game.
Wow.
Yeah, I will
Boy.
say, I thought about breaking this into a
Yeah, it
couple
feels
chunkers,
long.
but also like if you, I don't know. I don't know that it's worth breaking into two chunkers, honestly.
Yeah, I don't
We'll see
have
how much we
anything
play.
else on my
Because-
gaming agenda this
because-
week, so let's knock it out before Final Fantasy 16 comes
Yeah.
out.
Like the rest of the game, with the exception of maybe an hour at the end, maybe an hour and a half, all take place in Shinra headquarters. So there's some longer cutscenes and
We've got some
optional stuff you can do.
We've got some
There's a
stupid
battle- there's
motorcycle
another battle
cutscenes
arena
coming up,
here.
right? Motorcycle
sweet.
motorcycle fights.
There is
Hey.
a motorcycle battle coming up. Keep that
Enough
in mind.
spoilers.
Yeah. So, next chunker we are going to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake. That won't be the end of our coverage, though, as we are also covering the DLC.
Somebody mentioned on the Facebook that you said we were going to do like a lore episode. We ain't doing that.
We talked about that. We did.
We're not doing that.
I think the first episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake that we recorded, we talked about doing I think John was the first one to
Yeah,
bring it
you
up,
and
actually.
Johnny pledged to
Doing
do a lore
like a
episode.
lore connection episode. I think I
Well,
would like to do that if we
We're
could.
not doing that.
Well,
But the Goop bonus, the final,
intermission?
maybe the intermission app will have enough room to squeeze in a lore corner.
I think you're right. Like, I think it's worth. I think we're going to want to. I think Vanessa especially is going to want to talk about it after finishing the main game,
Yeah, maybe I will.
Interesting.
because it really scrambles everything up. So yeah, that's what we're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just hope we get some more Kate Sith. We saw a little bit of him. I want to see more of that kitty cat. Don't tell me. I'd like to be surprised.
I don't remember.
Excellent.
I know we're going to get some Red 13 next episode.
Kitty.
I'm excited about that. He's a fun character.
I love Red 13.
I think maybe he'll spark more joy for me than he has before, just based on what I've seen of his voice acting.
You can hear his voice. It's so good, and you
All
get
right.
there's a lot of Hojo next chunker.
Great.
It's gonna be good. All
I
right,
mean, there's
so-
a lot of stupid bullshit mini games as we traverse this fucking tower. Also, more Chadley. Gonna get some more VR
Chadley!
missions.
Yeah, I assumed that Chadley would show up since he is
Yeah,
an
we've only-
intern at Shinra or whatever.
We've only gotten 2 VR missions throughout this entire fucking game, so. All right,
right.
well, what are you squarely against, Vanessa?
I am roundly for climbing up this debris. I just, like, it really worked for me. And I've complained about some of the excessive traversal in this game before, but I liked this a lot. I don't know if it's because I was more invested in the characters at this point, or I found it a more interesting environment to walk around. Some of the backgrounds looked almost like hand-painted watercolor. I know they weren't.
kind of like a matte painting kind of thing.
Yeah, but it had that vibe, and I liked that a lot. And I think that it's difficult to portray like global scale tragedy in games.
Yeah.
Like KOTOR, I think, is particularly guilty of being like, they bombed the whole planet, but without having it have any real resonance to it.
Yeah.
But I thought that this worked well in sort of showing what a terrible tragedy it was. And I think that part of that is just throwing in these NPCs that you walk past who are in such shock and grief about the situation.
I agree.
So that is what I'm roundly for. Matt, what are you squarely against?
You know what? I guess I'll go out on a limb here, and I'm vaguely roundly for the stupid Angel of the Slums side quest. We didn't really dive into the specifics of you having to track down the woman that stole Johnny's wallet and then finding out that that's the Angel of the Slum's granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then she makes you go find the arena for her. Mm-hmm. And then you get the big reveal where she's like, I'm the Angel of the Slums and you're Avalanche. This tubby old lady. Like, it was pretty fucking silly, but like, I liked it. It was fun.
It was kind of funny that the game thought it was like doing a big reveal, but also this is the only lady you need to talk to advance the Angel of the Slums quest line in every situation.
I felt that at the end of the Madame M quest that I did, Cloud definitely knew what was going on with this lady. Because he was like, oh, you're here, huh? And she's like, yep, I just happened to be here. And he's like, uh-huh. So I think he'd picked up on it.
It was a silly little diversion, but one I liked. In fact, I liked most of the side quests in this area. I mean, I think part of that is that I just, even though I don't think they're great quests, I think I appreciated being able to have some freedom. Anyway, that's me. Jim, what are you squarely against?
I will say that I am squarely against. I feel like 2/3 of this chunker is a time suck.
Padding is the word you're looking for.
It's a waste of time. Yeah, it's padding. It's not plot relevant. It's just like it's filler content.
It's trying to. I feel like some of it is trying to establish what Vanessa talked about, like the momentous, devastation that these characters are going through and this world is going through.
Yeah,
and
that's
to
the part
some degree,
works.
I think that stuff works, but also like it does that by making you do a bunch of fetch quests.
Yeah, but I feel like everything outside of like getting to Shinra HQ and the devastation of the plate collapse, it's all filler content, and I don't like it. I think it's boring. I think Leslie's a fucking boring character. And also, like, we've established the narrative thrust of the third act. We need to rescue Aerith. Like, they're trying to Shinra's gonna fucking end the world or whatever. We know what they're like. There's a big reason to get to where you want to go. Yeah, and they put all this. They try to establish these characters that at this point you shouldn't give a shit about. You shouldn't give a shit about these characters.
They set up this like ticking clock of like you've got to do this, and then they just put literally hours of shit in your way, and none of it feels relevant or important or fucking good. It just feels like padding.
Yeah, I think because like if like looking back at these quests, if I did these after I rescue Aerith, nobody would be worse off. Like there's no reason to. These aren't time sensitive quests. It feels like.
Jim, what are you talking about? There were little children trapped in the ghost world. There was the Angel's granddaughter who was going to be.
Oh no! Johnny lost his wallet. Better put off rescuing Aerith. It's all nonsense.
We didn't discuss that when you bring Johnny's wallet back, he's like, "Well, I guess I gotta leave town unless Tifa, you think I should stay?" And she's like,
"See ya, bye."
Yeah.
Have a nice trip, Johnny.
Yeah.
Another new character in the game that is just straight.
No, Johnny's not new.
Okay. Another overexposed character in this game from the original game that is just straight trash.
We're definitely going to see him
Johnny
again.
Hot too. Why are they trying to make Johnny so hot?
If you think that Johnny should continue to show up in this fucking game, and include a detailed explanation as to why.
Johnny should be a summon.
Johnny's going to be at the Golden Saucer.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to be at the Golden Saucer. No, he's going to be in the prison under the Golden Saucer.
Tifa,
I think
you
I would
came
like
to rescue me.
Yeah.
I think I would.
It would be funny if he
appreciate
was
that.
in the prison, yeah. All right, so yeah, next time, end of the main game.
All right, well, Jim, we have a Patreon, and you need to tell us about it, and you need to announce Johnny's new poll, and you need to announce our upcoming Patreon bonus episode, which is going to come out a little early this month, I think.
That's so much to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's your job.
All right.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Let me talk about the bonus episode first. So we are going to, this month, release, it's going to be our June bonus, which is going to be a
Hot
special...
gaming news.
Very special hot gaming news bulletin. There's been a lot of hot gaming news this month. There's been so many developer directs and console directs this month, and there's just a ton of great RPG stuff to talk about. So that's going to be our bonus for this month.
We're going to talk about that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer.
We are.
We're going to talk about those 2 Persona announcements.
We're going to talk about Starfield.
We're going to talk about Starfield. We're not going to talk about Final Fantasy 16 demo because the game will be out by the time.
That's true.
Going to talk about game companies whose deals have fallen through.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Fable and how Game Bros don't like how not hot the Fable protagonist is for some
We're
reason.
going to talk about
Disgusting.
the amazing big dick energy from that trailer. Oh, I'm sorry, Big Richard Iowati energy.
How do you pronounce his last name?
I think it's Iowati, but I don't want to be
Iowati. Okay.
the dictionary on that.
Yeah, I've never known how to pronounce it, so it's the first time I've ever heard anybody try to do it out loud.
Well, don't take it from Vanessa as verbatime.
Oh, no. Also, there is a vote active right now as of the release of this episode. Johnny
With
is in
only a couple
round
of days left by the time this episode comes out because
Yeah,
Johnny
that's
hates
true.
our listeners.
Yeah, there's only going to be a few days left by the time this episode comes out, but there are 4 games up for vote. That is Persona 2 Innocent Sin,
Boo.
Wild Arms,
Yay.
The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Matt, you say yay for Wild Arms until you actually play it, and then the battles take fucking 10 minutes apiece, and
Wild
you're going to want
Arms
to
is
kill
a game
yourself.
that I have wanted to play since we started this podcast.
It's a good game, but man, those battles take forever. And Lunar Silver Star. And as of the recording of this podcast, Lunar Silver Star is in the lead.
Oh, interesting.
Big hopes on Lunar Silver Star. That's another game I've always wanted to play.
Me too. I've seen advertisements for Lunar Silver Star in magazines since I bought my first video game magazine. It was one of those games that was it was like a Martin Scorsese movie. It was a prestige RPG. You know what I mean? So I'm excited
up
to
for
play
any
different
of
ones.
those 4 choices. Persona is the one that I'm a little worried. Like, what do we even play that on?
You're gonna fucking hate Wild Arms because
Yeah, probably.
it's the reason why the game is 40 hours long is because the fucking battle animations take 20 minutes every time you do a battle.
Just play it on your Switch in mobile mode and chill out and put a movie on.
It's not.
Yeah,
on
that's
Switch.
true.
Oh, it's not on
Is it
Switch?
on Switch?
I don't
I hope
know.
it
It's on PS Classic and it's on
Honestly,
the PlayStation.
I think all 4 of these games are on Vita and mobile, and that's it. Johnny really fucked us with this.
I don't really know where to play Lunar. Actually, I know that
know it's on
Trails
mobile.
is.
I know it's on
Trails is
iOS.
on Steam. Oh, Lunar
Trails
is.
is on Steam. I own Trails. Lunar's on iOS.
Oh
Persona,
wow.
I have fucking no idea. Wild Arms might be on PlayStation Classic.
Wild Arms is on. It's on the PlayStation Classic little mini console, and it's on. I think it's on
I have
the
that.
PlayStation Plus premium tier. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But I don't know about Persona 2. That's kind of the wild card. Also, I guess I should tell people about our Patreon. At patreon.com/squarerootspodcast, you can become a patron and subscribe to all of our sweet content. I was thinking about it today because on our Patreon, it lists all the different posts that we all have had over the years, and there's hundreds of posts that we've done. There's so much content on our Patreon. It's kind of unreal at this point. We've got level up shows. We've got nonsense on there. We've got movie reviews. We've got movie commentaries. There's so much stuff hanging out on our Patreon.
We have games. We have Would You Eat This Bird?
Yeah,
I think
there's
you can
holiday
listen to our Final
specials.
Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, there's a Final Fantasy VII Remake bonus when it first came out. Me and Matt and John did a full-on bonus about it.
I didn't do it. I
but
didn't
yeah,
play it.
I know. This is your first time. And so you can get all that great content at the $3 subscription tier. At the $5 tier, you get access to all that content, plus the ability to vote for the games that we play on the show. And another benefit of being a patron is that we like to personally thank some of our patrons on every episode. Guys, I don't know how to do what Johnny does with the patrons. I try to do it. I don't know what I'm doing.
It looks the same. But I'll kick
It
us
is the
off.
same.
We'd like to thank Benjamin Hilberg, Dr. Fine Say Everyone's Name, Grey Code, William Westgard, Chris Ryan, Rubber Bear, Tracy, Huxley Iguana, Dovahkien's Discount Dragon Barn, Sean Gonzalez, Tyler Crump, and Hudson Roth.
And I would like to thank Seth G, Wash in the Wind, Seattle Sounders, our soccer champions from Alaska to Trinidad, Orcus the Great, Jizzle Physics. I think that was a slur that I made on the last episode. Jizzle Physics. Mary Queen of Scoffs, DP 2099, Chad Wilson, Joseph, Mike Marno, The Nippleheim Incident, and Codab Games.
I would like to thank Daniel Wood, Jason Timms, Welcome to Cute Boy Jail, Honk Honk, Ari Kopavara, Sexy Grandma's Retirement
I like
Home.
you did the hand gesture for honk honk, like you were honking
Honk,
some
honk.
boobs.
Sexy Grandma's Retirement Home, T. Balder, I Hardly Knows Her Bumpkins, Matt, Angel, Kristen Ingram, Isaac Wright. Hey, it's me, Emmowen. What is Baldur's Gate Balder then? Keysby Knight, Sergeant Spaghetti, Esteban Gonzalez, Nawford, Ryan Schmidt, Justin Rash, Cameron Shoei, Wishbone is Gay, Carmen Liz, Sol Wagner, Ross Hartley, Oh No, Adam H, and Vanessa's Mom's Limit Break.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to have an email read on the air, you can send us an email to squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, which is kind of the epicenter of our social media interactions.
Yeah.
It's a Square Roots podcast group for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or you can find us on Twitter at Square Roots Pod.
Also,
I
we're
mostly
on,
use the Twitter
Discord.
to follow boys I think are cute.
Vanessa uses the Twitter for non-podcast related things.
I think that's the right way to use it. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on Twitter as BeigeonBeige and on our YouTube. And on YouTube, links are in the show notes.
All right, everyone, for Square Roots, I am Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant. I'm Johnny, and I'm still shitting.
And I'm Vanessa. And I'm sorry I said that Johnny prolapsed.
Bye.
Get a beer.
Time for Matt to get a beer. You know what? I'm going to grab a drink too real quick. Vanessa, just talk amongst yourself.
Okie dokie. So, I guess when you're thinking about what makes a good chef butt, you want something clean, certainly. Like anything in the kitchen, it should be kept neat and tidy, so you minimize your chance of foodborne contaminants. Not very hairy, and if it is, you need to like slap a little hairnet on there, but I think it's probably easier to just shave it if you're gonna be doing that. I don't need a butt to be tanned. I know it's a little bit of an aesthetic interruption to see a tan line on a leg. However, just remember that tan, it just indicates a increased odds of skin cancer later in life, and we don't want that. No aesthetic is worth it. If you must, you can spray tan it, but again, like, I don't want to cast, aspersions on the industry. but do you really need more chemicals in your life? Like maybe nature gave you a beautiful pale butt and that's okay. Um, let's see what else. You don't want a chef butt that is too tiny and skinny because I think that a chef that doesn't eat just can't be trusted. You know, you need someone who loves food. They can take care of their body, that's fine. But, show me that you are indulging in your own product.
And we're back. Vanessa, what were you talking about?
Video games.
Is Gordon thick?
No, I think he's pretty tiny.
Yeah. He's 6'2". I mean, he's big.
Yeah, he used to be a rugby player, so he's got the build. But I think he could be more tastefully thick. Just saying.
Yeah, put a little more cheese on the menu, Gordon.
Not
No
everyone
kidding.
has to conform to your body image standards, Jim.
He has I feel like if I didn't know who Gordon Ramsay was and someone showed me a picture of him, I'd be like, that guy is British or he's from the UK. He just gives off that vibe.
He's Scottish, and he would not be happy to hear you calling him
I
British.
said the UK.
I love how in 24 Hours to Hell and Back, when he doffs his costume, he goes into the bathroom and he always has makeup people follow him in and do his hair for him. He's always wearing a cap.
He has wonderful hair. One of my favorite things about Gordon is his gorgeous head of hair.
That hair could fit right into a video game.
It could. He's got Cloud Strife hair.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Cloud Strife, welcome to the quest log.
Hey, nice segue. Woo. All right, so
More like nice sex way, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of a wide swing there, Matt.
All right, that's -4 points for Vanessa, retroactively.